It is 6 o'clock a.m. The alarm goes off, and for the first 3 seconds, you are just tired. But then the memory hits you. The reality of who you are, where you have to go, and what you have to do today crashes down on your chest like a bag of wet cement. You don't want to get up. You don't want to face it, so you reach for the phone. You don't even realize you're doing it. It's a reflex, muscle memory. You unlock the screen, the blue light stinging your eyes in the dark, and you open the app. Maybe it's a literal lottery app. Maybe it's your crypto portfolio. Maybe it's a sports betting site. Or maybe it's just your email, hoping, praying for that one message that says you've been discovered, that you've been chosen, that the big break has finally arrived. You hold your breath. Just for a microsecond. In that tiny slice of time, you aren't you. You aren't the person with the maxed out credit card. You aren't the person who hates their boss. You aren't the person driving a car that makes a rattling noise when you turn left. In that split second of loading screen, you are a millionaire. You are free. You are already spending the money in your head. You can feel the leather of the new car. You can smell the salt air of the ocean from the balcony of the house you haven't bought yet. The screen loads. Nothing. The numbers didn't hit. The coin didn't moon. The email didn't come. The viral video you posted sits there with 12 views, and the crash happens. It's physical, isn't it? You feel your stomach drop. The adrenaline that spiked for the fantasy suddenly turns sour. The high evaporates, and you are left sitting in your bed in the dark with the exact same life you had 5 minutes ago. But now it feels heavier. Because for a moment, you thought you had escaped it. This is the lottery mindset. And here is the uncomfortable truth. You didn't check that phone because you thought you were going to win. You checked it because you needed the drug. You needed the sedation of the what if. You are using hope as an anesthesia to numb the pain of your own mediocrity. You drag yourself out of bed. You go through the motions. You brush your teeth, but you aren't really there. You're already constructing the next fantasy. You're thinking, okay, maybe not today, but the next draw is Wednesday. The next paycheck is Friday. The next bull run is coming. You look at the pile of bills on the counter. You don't open them. You know what they say. Opening them requires dealing with reality, and the lottery mindset is allergic to reality. Reality is math. Reality is subtraction. Reality is the fact that you spent $50 this week on chances instead of $50 on your debt. But you tell yourself it's an investment. You tell yourself you're paying for a dream. Stop. You aren't paying for a dream. You are paying for permission to do nothing, as long as there is a 0.0001% chance that a miracle will save you. You feel justified in not saving yourself. Why would you budget? Why would you learn a new skill? Why would you grind for 5 years to build a business? That's hard. That's slow. That's painful. Why do the work when you could just wait for the winning ticket? You're driving to work now. You look at the car in the lane next to you. It's a Porsche or a Range Rover, clean, new. The driver looks calm, and immediate resentment boils up in your throat. Must be nice, you think. Lucky bastard, you whisper. Inheritance, you decide. You have to decide it's luck. You have to. Because if that person in the Porsche isn't lucky, if they actually built that life through decades of boring, disciplined, unsexy choices, then what does that say about you? If their wealth is a result of a process, and your poverty is a result of a process, then you are responsible for your own misery. And that is a weight you refuse to carry. So you use the lottery mindset to rewrite the narrative. You tell yourself the world is divided into 2 groups, the lucky and the unlucky. You have cast yourself as the victim of bad luck. You are the protagonist in a tragedy, just waiting for the plot twist where the universe finally apologizes and hands you a check. But the universe doesn't care. The math doesn't care. You get to work. You sit at the desk, and you zone out. You aren't focusing on how to become undeniable at your craft. You aren't thinking about how to increase your value to the marketplace. You're thinking about what you would do if you won. I'd quit this job, you think. I'd walk right into the boss's office and tell him exactly what I think of him. You play that scene in your head over and over. It feels good. It gives you a hit of dopamine. You feel powerful, but you haven't done anything. You are sitting in the same chair, earning the same wage, drowning in the same debt. The lottery mindset has tricked you into living in the future so you don't have to fix the present. You think this is about money. You think, if I just had $1 million, all my problems would go away. Wrong. If you had $1 million today, you would be broke in 3 years. Why? Because the lottery mindset is a parasite. It eats capital. It doesn't create it. You are waiting for an event, a singular, explosive, life-altering event, a winning number, a settlement check, a crypto spike. You view wealth as an arrival. You think it's a place you get dropped off at, but wealth isn't an event. It's a habit. Poverty isn't an event. It's a habit. And right now, your habit is waiting. Your habit is looking for the exit door that doesn't exist. You are standing in a burning building, refusing to grab a bucket of water because you're convinced a helicopter is coming to pick you up. The helicopter isn't coming. The fire is getting hotter, and you are still staring at the sky. This is exactly how the lottery mindset keeps you poor. It doesn't just take your money at the gas station counter. It takes your agency. It takes your drive. It robs you of the only thing that could actually make you rich, the realization that no one is coming to save you. You think the lottery mindset is about gambling. You think because you don't buy scratch-offs at the gas station, you're immune. Wrong. The ticket is just paper. The mindset is a virus, and when you actually look at your life, really look at it, you realize you are playing the lottery every single day. You just call it something else. Look at your career. You're sitting in that cubicle right now. You're unhappy. You feel underpaid. You feel undervalued. So what is your strategy? Your strategy is to wait. You show up on time. You do exactly what you're told. You don't cause trouble. And you silently believe that one day the boss God will look down from the heavens, point a finger at you and say, You are the chosen one. Here is double your salary. Here is the corner office. You aren't negotiating. You aren't building leverage. You aren't making yourself irreplaceable. You are treating your career like a raffle. You think if you just hold your ticket, your attendance, long enough, your number has to be called. But you look around. The people getting promoted, they aren't waiting. They're kicking down doors. They're taking credit. They're playing a different game. And you hate them for it. You call them suck-ups or political players. No, they are operators. You are a gambler waiting for a payout that was never promised. Look at your side hustles. How many have you started? Be honest. Dropshipping, crypto, day trading, AI art, the agency model. You get the spark. You watch the YouTube video of the guy standing in front of the Lamborghini. He says it's easy. He says, I made $10K in my first week. And your brain lights up. This is it, you think. This is the winning ticket. So you buy the course. You set up the website. You post 3 times on social media. You put the coin in the slot machine. You pull the lever and nothing. You don't make $10K in the first week. You make 0. It's hard. It's confusing. There are technical issues. So what do? Do you dig in? Do you learn? Do you iterate? No, you fold. You say, this doesn't work. You say, it's a scam. You say, the market is saturated. You walk away from the machine and you look for the next one. You aren't trying to build a business. Building a business is boring. It's inventory management. It's customer service. It's taxes. You don't want a business. You want a jackpot. You want a mechanism where you put a little bit of effort in and a massive amount of money comes out. That is the definition of a lottery. You treat entrepreneurship like a casino. If you don't hit the jackpot in the first 10 minutes, you assume the game is rigged and you quit. Look at your relationships. You're lonely. You want connection. But do you work on yourself? Do you go to the gym? Do you learn how to communicate? Do you make yourself a person worth dating? No. You swipe right, 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 left, right. You are treating people like scratch-off tickets. Maybe this one is the one. Maybe this one will fix me. Maybe this one will have the magic combination of traits that makes my life complete without me having to change anything. You're waiting for a person to come along and save you from your own boredom. You are outsourcing your happiness to a stranger you haven't even met yet. You want the meet cute. You want the movie moment. You want the luck of the draw. And when you actually go on a date and they're just a normal human being with flaws and insecurities, you discard them. No spark, you say, because you aren't looking for a partner. You're looking for a prize. You see the pattern yet? It's in your health. You don't want to eat vegetables and lift weights for 10 years. You want the pill, the shot, the 7-day detox. You want the biological lottery win where you get to live like a slob and look like an athlete. It's in your creativity. You write one blog post and check the stats every hour. Did I go viral yet? Did I go viral yet? You are addicted to the lightning strike. This is why you are stuck. You are a tourist in your own life. You are walking around waiting for something amazing to happen to you instead of making something happen for you. You have convinced yourself that success is an event. If I just get that break, if I just meet that investor, if I just pick the right stock. You are living in a state of permanent passive anticipation. You are always waiting for Tuesday night's drawing, but life isn't a lottery. Life is a ledger. Input equals output. And right now, your input is hope. And the market value of hope is 0. Pause for a second. Let that sink in. You have spent your entire adult life waiting for a bus that is not on the schedule. You are standing at the stop, checking your watch, getting angry that it's late. It's not late. It doesn't exist. And the longer you stand there waiting for the easy ride, the more your muscles atrophy for the walk you actually need to take. This isn't bad luck. This is a strategy, a bad one. You are using the lottery mindset to avoid the pain of responsibility. Because if success is a lottery, then your failure isn't your fault. It's just bad odds. And that is the most dangerous lie you have ever told yourself. You want to know the real reason you're poor. It's not the economy. It's not the government. It's not the billionaires. It's that you have looked at the steering wheel of your own life and said, "No thanks. I'd rather sit in the passenger seat." This is the gut punch realization. The lottery mindset isn't about greed. It's about fear. It is a terrified refusal to be the author of your own story. Think about what a lottery ticket actually represents. It is a contract. You pay $1. In exchange, you get to surrender responsibility for your future. For the duration of that draw, you don't have to worry about your retirement. You don't have to worry about your debt. You don't have to worry about your lack of skills. You have outsourced the solution to a ping-pong ball machine. And you do this with everything. When you complain about your boss but never apply for other jobs, you are outsourcing your career to his mood. When you stay in a toxic relationship hoping they'll change, you are outsourcing your happiness to their trauma. When you buy a volatile coin and pray for Elon Musk to tweet about it, you are outsourcing your financial survival to a billionaire's whimsy. You are begging the world to save you. That's what this is. It's a save me signal broadcasted into the void. You are standing in the middle of a chaotic ocean treading water. You see an island in the distance. You could swim. It would be hard. Your lungs would burn. Your muscles would scream. You might swallow water. You might almost drown, but you could make it. But you don't swim. Instead, you tread water and look at the horizon, waiting for a boat. A boat has to come, you tell yourself. I'm a good person. I deserve a boat. Other people got boats. So you wait, and you get tired, and you sink a little lower. And the boat never comes. And you die treading water, angry at the captain who never showed up when the land was right there. That is your life right now. You are drowning in potential because you refuse to swim. Why? Why would you choose to be powerless? Why would anyone choose to be a victim of circumstance? Here is the darkest truth of all. The one you are going to hate me for saying. You prefer the lottery mindset because it protects your ego. If you actually try, if you build the business, if you learn the skill, if you ask for the sale, and you fail, that hurts. That means you weren't good enough. That means you lacked the competence. That is a direct blow to your self-worth. But if you buy a ticket and lose, if you buy a coin and it crashes, if you wait for a promotion and don't get it, that's not your fault. That's just bad luck. That's the system. That's circumstance. The lottery mindset allows you to fail without feeling like a failure. It gives you an excuse. I didn't lose because I'm lazy. I lost because my number didn't come up. It creates a comfortable buffer between you and reality. It allows you to maintain the fantasy that you are a special, talented genius who just hasn't had their break yet. But deep down, in the quiet moments at 3 a.m. when you can't sleep, you know that the break isn't missing. The work is missing. You know that the gap between you and the life you want isn't a winning ticket. It's 1,000 boring, difficult, unsexy steps that you are too proud or too scared to take. You look in the mirror. Really look. You see a person waiting. And suddenly it hits you. You are acting like a child. Children wait for allowance. Children wait for dinner to be served. Children wait for permission. Adults hunt. Adults cook. Adults take. The lottery mindset is a state of arrested development. You are a biological adult living with the psychological strategy of a toddler waiting for Santa Claus. If I'm just good enough, he'll bring me what I want. No, he won't. Santa is dead. The tooth fairy is broke. And the lottery commission is a tax on people who can't do math. This is the moment of painful clarity. You are poor because you are waiting to be rich. You are lonely because you are waiting to be loved. You are stuck because you are waiting to be moved. The silence in your life, the lack of momentum, that isn't the universe pausing before the big reveal. That is the sound of you wasting your time on this earth. That is the sound of the clock ticking down on a life that you haven't even started living yet because you're still waiting for the starting gun. Bang! The gun went off 10 years ago. Everyone else is running. Why are you still standing at the starting line, holding a ticket, asking where the prize is? Let's stop talking about feelings for a second. Let's talk about mechanics. Why do you do this? You're smart. You know the odds of winning the Powerball are 1 in 292 million. You know that buying a meme coin named after a dog is financial suicide. You know waiting for your boss to notice you is a bad strategy. So why does your brain keep demanding you do it? Because you are being hacked. The lottery mindset isn't a personality flaw. It's a biological exploit. It's called variable ratio reinforcement. This is the concept B.F. Skinner discovered in the 1950s. He put rats in a box. Scenario A. The rat presses a lever and it gets food every time. The rat presses it when it's hungry, eats and stops. It's boring. It's predictable. It's a job. Scenario B. The rat presses a lever and it gets food sometimes. Maybe the third press. Maybe the 50th. Maybe the next one. What happened? The rat went insane. It pressed the lever thousands of times an hour. It forgot to sleep. It forgot to groom itself. It became obsessed. Why? Because the brain doesn't release the most dopamine when you get the reward. It releases the most dopamine when you anticipate the reward. Uncertainty is the drug. Maybe this time. Maybe this spin. Maybe this ticket. Your brain is the rat in the box. The lottery, whether it's crypto, gambling, or waiting for a lucky break, provides the ultimate variable ratio schedule. You lose. You lose, you lose. You win $5. You lose. You lose. You almost win. You lose. That almost is deadly. In gambling psychology, a near miss triggers the same reward centers in your brain as a win. When you check your crypto portfolio and it's up 2% before crashing 10%, that tiny spike hooks you. When you buy a scratch-off and get 2 cherries but not the third, your brain screams, "I was so close." The next one is it. You aren't addicted to money. You are addicted to the possibility of money. The lottery mindset hijacks your dopamine system and rewires it to prefer the fantasy of a windfall over the reality of a wage. Earning money is slow. It's linear. It's press lever, get food. It's boring. Winning money is fast. It's exponential. It's press lever, maybe get everything. It's exhilarating. And here is where it gets truly dark. This mechanism destroys your ability to do deep work. Deep work, the kind that actually builds wealth, requires delayed gratification. You work for a year, you see 0 results. You work for 2 years, you see a little result. You work for 5 years, you see massive results. That is a delayed reinforcement schedule. But your brain, addicted to the lottery mindset, has been trained to demand immediate feedback. If you don't get a hit of dopamine in 24 hours, you quit. You start a YouTube channel. You post 1 video. It gets 10 views. No dopamine. You quit. You start a diet. You eat 1 salad. You aren't skinny. No dopamine. You quit. You have conditioned yourself to be allergic to the very process required to save you. You have become incapable of sustaining effort without an immediate promise of a jackpot. Think about the illusion of control. When people pick their own lottery numbers, they bet more money than when the machine picks for them. Why? Because choosing the numbers makes you feel like you have influence over the outcome. I used my son's birthday. I used my anniversary. These numbers mean something. No, they don't. They are random digits in a chaotic universe. But believing you have a system makes the gambling feel like investing. You do this in life too. You tell yourself, I'm not just waiting around, I'm manifesting, I'm visualizing. I'm keeping my options open. You wrap your passivity in spiritual or strategic language to hide the fact that you are just pulling the lever and hoping for pellets. This is the psychological cage you have built. You are trapped in a loop of cheap dopamine seeking. Every time you fantasize about the big win, you get a hit. Every time you look at the work required to actually get there, you feel withdrawal. So you go back to the fantasy. You are a junkie. And your dealer is the lottery mindset. It sells you a vision of the future that costs you your present. The tragedy is that you have the energy. The rat pressed the lever thousands of times. It worked harder than the rat that just ate. You are working hard. You are stressing. You are worrying. You are researching coins. You are dreaming. You are expending massive amounts of mental calories. But you are expending them on the slot machine, not the assembly line. You are burning your engine to stay in the same spot. And until you understand that your own biology is working against you, that your brain is actively punishing you for choosing the slow, boring path of real wealth, you will never break free. You will keep pressing the lever, and you will keep starving while you wait for the feast. So we know how the trap works. We know why the brain likes it, but why are you specifically vulnerable to this? Why do you keep falling for it when you see other people building real things? Here is the shadow truth about what you get from the lottery mindset. It's not about the money. It's about the identity. The lottery mindset allows you to be a pre-rich person instead of a currently poor person. When you have a ticket in your pocket or a coin in your wallet, you aren't just a guy struggling to pay rent. You are a millionaire in waiting. It changes your narrative. It allows you to look at your crummy apartment and say, "This is temporary." It allows you to look at your broken car and say, "I won't have this for long." It provides a psychological bridge over the unbearable reality of your current situation. If you admit that the lottery, or the lucky break, isn't coming, then you have to admit that your current life is your actual life. You have to look at the apartment and say, "This is where I live. And unless I change, I will die here." You have to look at your bank account and say, "This is my value to the marketplace." That is terrifying. That is depressing. So you cling to the lottery mindset like a life raft. It keeps you floating above the despair of acceptance. But there is something even darker at play. The virtue of poverty. Deep down, many of you have been programmed to believe that wanting money is bad, that ambition is evil, that rich people are corrupt. The lottery mindset is the only moral way for you to get rich. Why? Because if you get rich by working hard, exploiting the market, negotiating ruthlessly, and outcompeting others, you might be a bad person. You might be greedy. But if you get rich by luck, if God/the universe/the lottery commission just hands it to you, then you're innocent. You didn't do anything bad to get it. You were just blessed. It absolves you of the guilt of ambition. I didn't seek power. Power chose me. It's the ultimate fantasy for the person who is afraid of their own shadow. You want the crown, but you don't want to pick up the sword. And let's talk about the savior complex. You aren't just playing for yourself, are you? When you fantasize about winning, what's the first thing you do? I'd pay off my mom's house. I'd buy my brother a car. I'd help my friends. You use this altruism to justify the gambling. You tell yourself you are doing it for them. I'm carrying this burden of hope for my family. Bullshit. You are using them as human shields to protect your addiction. If you really wanted to help your mom, you would get a second job. You would cut your expenses. You would send her $200 a month right now. But that's hard. That requires sacrifice. Fantasizing about writing her $1 million check requires zero sacrifice. It just requires $1 and a dream. You are choosing the fantasy of being a hero over the reality of being a helper. You are addicted to the feeling of being the savior without doing the work of the servant. This mindset also protects you from the judgment of your peers. In many circles, trying too hard is seen as cringe. If you start a business and fail, people laugh. Who does he think he is? If you study every night while your friends drink, they mock you. You're boring. But if you play the lottery, if you buy crypto, that's socially acceptable. Everyone does it. It's our struggle. It keeps you in the herd. Escaping the crab bucket is dangerous. The other crabs will try to pull you back. The lottery mindset allows you to stay in the bucket while pretending you're about to fly out. It's a safe rebellion. You get to dream of leaving without ever actually packing your bags. And finally, you fall for it because you lack time horizon. You have been trained by TikTok, by Netflix, by Amazon Prime to expect instant resolution. Problem right arrow 30 minutes right arrow solution. Order right arrow 24 hours right arrow delivery. You have lost the cognitive ability to visualize 5 years into the future. The lottery mindset fits your broken attention span. Get rich slow feels like get rich never to a brain that can't look past next Tuesday. You are chronologically myopic. You are nearsighted in time. And because you can't see the mountain peak in the distance, you settle for the candy bar at your feet. You aren't a victim of the lottery. You are a volunteer. You are choosing the sedation. You are choosing the identity shield. You are choosing the easy way to feel important. And until you are willing to let go of the pre-rich identity and accept the currently broke but building identity, you will never move an inch. Let's play the game. Let's say I'm wrong. Let's say the universe smiles on you. Let's say tomorrow morning you wake up, check your phone, and it's there. $10 million. The transfer went through. The coin mooned. The ticket hit. You scream. You cry. You call your boss and tell him to go to hell. You buy the house. You buy the car. You book the private jet. You think you have reached the finish line. You think you are safe. Here is the uncomfortable truth that nobody tells you. If you received $10 million tomorrow, it would be the worst thing that ever happened to you. Why? Because money is a magnifier. It is not a filter. If you are insecure and broke, money makes you insecure and rich. If you are addicted and broke, money makes you addicted and rich. If you are bad with money and broke, money makes you disastrous with money and rich. You think your problem is a lack of cash. Wrong. Your problem is a lack of capacity. Imagine a building. If you build a skyscraper on a foundation made of sand and cardboard, what happens? It stands for a moment. It looks impressive. But the moment the wind blows, the moment the weight settles, it collapses. You are the building. Your habits, your discipline, your financial literacy, that is the foundation. Right now, your foundation is cracked. You spend impulsively. You seek validation. You don't understand tax law. You don't understand yield. You don't understand leverage. You have a poverty foundation. If you drop a 10-story penthouse of wealth onto that foundation, you don't get a mansion. You get a rubble pile. This is why 70% of lottery winners go broke within 3 to 5 years. Read that again. 70%. These are people who were handed the infinite freedom you are praying for, and they destroyed it. They didn't just lose the money. They lost their families. They lost their friends. Many lost their lives to overdose or suicide. Why? Because they tried to bypass the becoming. Wealth isn't just a number in a database. Wealth is a character arc. The person who earns $10 million has to become a different person to get it. They have to learn how to manage stress, how to say no, how to spot a scam artist, how to delay gratification, how to allocate capital. The journey forces them to build the muscle required to carry the weight of the gold. But the lottery winner, the crypto gambler, they have the gold, but they still have the muscles of a child. So the gold crushes them. Think about the leaky bucket theory. Your financial life is a bucket. Right now, you are pouring a trickle of water, your salary, into it. The bucket has holes. You buy things you don't need whole. You try to impress people whole. You make emotional decisions whole. You pay interest on bad debt whole. Because the water coming in is slow, the leaks are slow. You stay just above the bottom. Now, imagine you turn on a fire hose of cash into that bucket. Does it fix the holes? No. It puts the holes under massive pressure. The water sprays out violently. The bucket cracks open. You don't just spend $50 on a bad dinner. You spend $50,000 on a bad investment. You don't just loan $20 to a friend who won't pay you back. You invest $200,000 in your cousin's terrible business idea because you feel guilty and you don't know how to evaluate a P&L statement. The lottery mindset has convinced you that the money is the cure. If I just had the money, I'd be smart with it. Liar. You aren't smart with the $1,000 you have now. Why would you be smart with $10 million? Money doesn't give you discipline. It reveals your lack of it. And then comes the imposter syndrome on steroids. Deep down, you know you didn't earn it. You know it was a fluke. And because you know it was luck, you live in terror of losing it. You can't replicate it. If a business owner loses their money, they can make it back. They have the skills. They are the machine that prints the money. But you are just the guy who found a winning ticket on the ground. If you lose it, you can't find another one. So you become paranoid, or you become reckless. You try to prove you belong. You overspend to signal status you don't feel internally. You try to buy the respect that the business owner earned for free, but you can't buy respect. You can only buy envy. And envy is expensive. This is the sudden wealth trap. Nature hates skipped steps. A butterfly that is cut out of its cocoon early will die. It needs the struggle of breaking out to pump blood into its wings. The lottery mindset is a desire to be cut out of the cocoon. You want to fly without the struggle. But a butterfly with weak wings doesn't fly. It falls, and then it gets eaten. You are praying for a blessing that would actually be a curse. You are asking for a weight you cannot lift. The reason you are poor isn't because the money hasn't arrived. It's because you haven't built the container that can hold it. And until you fix the container, it doesn't matter how much it rains. You will always end up dry. Let's go deeper. We need to talk about time, not the time on the clock, but time preference. This is the single most accurate predictor of poverty vs. wealth. High time preference equals, I want it now. Low time preference equals, I want it more later. The lottery mindset is the ultimate expression of high time preference. It views time as an enemy. It views the passage of time as suffering. I can't wait 5 years to be rich. I need it this weekend. This urgency is what keeps you poor. Think about a farmer. A farmer has low time preference. He plants a seed in the spring. He waters it. He weeds the soil. He protects it from pests. He waits. He does not scream at the seed for not being a tree on Tuesday. He does not dig up the seed every morning to check if it has roots. He understands that value is created through compounding. Biological compounding takes time. You cannot cheat it. But you are trying to cheat the harvest. The lottery mindset convinces you that there is a secret door that skips the growing season. You look at the seed, your money, your effort, and you say, this is too slow. So you trade the seed for a magic bean. You take the $1,000 you could have invested in an index fund, which would be $100,000 in 30 years, and you throw it at a 100x leverage trade. Poof, it's gone. Now you have no seed. So you have to work to get another seed, and you do it again. You are running on a treadmill of urgency, constantly restarting from zero because you refuse to wait for the multiplier of time. This is the marshmallow test for adults. You know the study. Kids are offered 1 marshmallow now, or 2 if they wait 15 minutes. The kids who ate the 1 marshmallow struggled in life. The kids who waited succeeded. The lottery mindset is the scream of the inner child saying, give me the marshmallow now. You are eating your seed corn. Every dollar you spend on a gamble is a soldier you just executed before it could capture territory for you. But it's not just about money. It's about skill acquisition. Mastery takes time. To become a top 1% developer, writer, or investor, you need 10,000 hours. That's 5 years of full-time work. The lottery mindset looks at that mountain and says, no thanks. Is there a shortcut? So you buy the Get Rich Quick with AI course. You buy the copy-paste business model PDF. You spend 5 years jumping from shortcut to shortcut, never mastering anything. At the end of the 5 years, where are you? You are still a beginner. If you had just started the slow path 5 years ago, you would be a master today. You would be wealthy today. But because you tried to be wealthy fast, you ensured you stayed poor forever. You are speed running failure. You are trading the certainty of a slow win for the certainty of a fast loss. Read that again. The slow path works 100% of the time if you don't stop. The fast path works 0.0001% of the time. And yet, you choose the 0.0001% chance because the 100% path looks boring. Boredom is the filter. Boredom is the gatekeeper of wealth, the ability to do the same boring thing, save, invest, learn, work, over and over again for a decade is a superpower. The lottery mindset is an allergy to boredom. It craves excitement. It craves the rush. But the rush is expensive. The rush is a tax. Wealth is boring. Watching grass grow is boring. Watching compound interest is boring. If you need your financial life to be exciting, you are treating it like entertainment, not like a business. And entertainment costs money. Business makes money. You have to decide how you view time. Is time a prison sentence you are trying to commute with a lucky break? Or is time an asset you are leveraging? The rich man loves time. Time makes his assets grow. Time makes his brand stronger. Time works for him. The poor man hates time. Time brings bills. Time brings age. Time brings decay. The lottery mindset is a desperate attempt to escape the flow of time, but you can't escape it. You can only use it. Stop trying to teleport to the finish line. The teleportation machine is broken. It eats your money. Start walking. Yes, it's slow. Yes, your feet will hurt. Yes, the Porsche will pass you. But if you keep walking, you will actually get there. If you keep playing the lottery, you will die in the parking lot of the starting line, holding a handful of worthless tickets, wondering why the bus never came. You are 30, or 40, or 20. It doesn't matter. You have time, but only if you stop trying to skip it. The fast lane is a cliff. The slow lane is the only road that actually goes up the mountain. Get on the road. You think you came up with the lottery mindset on your own. You think it's just a quirk of your personality. No. You are being farmed. There is an entire industry designed to keep you in this state. They are the merchants of hope. And they are taxing your desperation. Open your social media. What do you see? A 22-year-old in a Dubai penthouse. I made $50,000 while I slept. Escaped the matrix in 30 days. The secret crypto coin the banks don't want you to know about. They know exactly who you are. They know you hate your job. They know you feel behind. They know you are desperate for a way out that doesn't involve suffering. So they sell you the shovel for a gold rush that doesn't exist. They aren't selling you a business model. They are selling you a lottery ticket disguised as education. Buy my course, and you too can win the jackpot. And you buy it. You buy the trading bot. You buy the signals group. You buy the dropshipping template. Why? Because the marketing hits the exact same receptor in your brain as the scratch-off ticket. This is the one. This is the secret key. They use the language of the lottery. Moon. Rocket. Breakout. Life-changing. They never talk about margins. They never talk about customer acquisition cost. They never talk about operations, because those words are work, and work kills the erection of the fantasy. You are the yield. You are the liquidity. In the crypto markets, who do you think provides the profit for the whales? You do. You buy at the top because you have FOMO lottery mindset. The whale sells to you. The price crashes. You sell at the bottom. The wealth transfer is complete. Money moved from the impatient to the patient, from the gambler to the operator, from the lottery mindset to the business mindset. You are paying a stupidity tax every single day, but it's worse than stupidity. It's a desperation tax. The poorer you feel, the more vulnerable you are. It's a vicious cycle. You feel poor, right arrow, you take a high-risk gamble to catch up. Right arrow, you lose money. Right arrow, you feel poorer. Right arrow, you take an even bigger risk. This is the death spiral. This is how people lose their life savings in a week. They aren't trying to invest. They are trying to fix their life with one trade. And the sharks smell the blood in the water. Look at the guru industry. Why do they flash the watches? Why do they rent the mansions? Because they need to prove to your lizard brain that they hold the winning ticket. They are waving the ticket in your face saying, I won, I won. Give me $997 and I'll tell you the numbers. If they really had a money printer, why would they sell it to you for $997? If they had a trading algorithm that printed infinite cash, why would they share it? They wouldn't. They are selling it because you are the product. The money isn't in the trading. The money is in selling the dream of trading to desperate people. You need to wake up and see the matrix for what it is. It is a giant extraction machine designed to siphon resources from people who want easy answers. Every time you click on a get-rich-quick video, you are walking into the slaughterhouse. Every time you buy a coin because an influencer told you to, you are handing your wallet to a pickpocket who is smiling at you. They are weaponizing your own psychology against you. They use urgency, only 5 spots left. They use scarcity, price goes up at midnight. They use social proof, look at all these winners. These are the same tactics casinos use. No clocks, free drinks, flashing lights, sounds of winning. The internet is a 24/7 casino in your pocket. And you are walking around with your chips out, begging someone to take them. You have to stop being the mark. You have to stop being the sucker at the table. If you don't know who the sucker is, it's you. Real wealth is quiet. Real wealth is boring. Real wealth doesn't need to sell you a course on how to get it. The guy actually making $10 million a year isn't on TikTok screaming about it. He's in a board meeting. He's reviewing contracts. He's working. Stop feeding the parasites. Stop giving your hard-earned money to the merchants of hope. Keep your money. Invest in yourself. Invest in skills. Invest in assets you understand. Starve the lottery mindset if it promises fast, run. If it promises easy, run. If it promises guaranteed, run. There is no such thing. There is only work, risk, and time. Anyone telling you otherwise is trying to steal from you. We are nearing the end. And this is the part where I have to be the hardest on you. We have blamed the biology. We have blamed the gurus. We have blamed the system. But now we have to look in the mirror. Because ultimately, you are the one pressing the button. You tell yourself a story. I am just unlucky. I never get a break. The world is against me. This is the victim myth. And it is the glue holding your poverty together. You are not unlucky. You are undisciplined. Let's look at the data of your life. You say you have no money to invest, but you have money for Netflix. You have money for alcohol. You have money for the latest iPhone. You have money for the gas fees on that crypto trade. You don't have an income problem. You have an allocation problem. You are allocating your resources to coping mechanisms instead of building blocks. You say you have no time, but you have 4 hours a day of screen time. I can see it on your phone. What are you doing? Scrolling, watching other people live, numbing yourself. You aren't busy. You are distracted. You are allocating your time to sedation instead of creation. You say you don't know how, but you have the internet. The sum of human knowledge is in your pocket for free. You can learn coding, sales, accounting, real estate, copywriting, video editing, all for free. But you don't. You watch cat videos, you watch political rage bait, you watch lifestyle vlogs. You aren't ignorant. You are lazy, I know. That word hurts. Lazy. You don't feel lazy, you feel exhausted. But you are exhausted from stress, not from work. You are exhausted from the mental gymnastics of maintaining the lottery mindset. It takes a lot of energy to constantly convince yourself that your life is about to change by magic. It takes a lot of energy to suppress the voice in your head that says, you are wasting your potential. You are complicit in your own stagnation. Every time you choose the easy path, you are voting for your own poverty. Every time you say, I'll do it tomorrow, you are signing a contract with mediocrity. Every time you buy the lottery ticket, literal or metaphorical, you are spitting in the face of your own agency. You are saying, I am not powerful enough to change this. I need a miracle. You are insulting yourself. You are capable. You are smart. You have opposable thumbs and a prefrontal cortex. You were built to solve problems. You were built to overcome. But you have voluntarily shackled yourself to the wall and claimed you can't move. The door is unlocked. The chains are made of paper. You are staying in the prison because the prison is comfortable. In the prison, you don't have to try. In the prison, you don't have to fail. In the prison, you can just dream. But look at the cost. Look at your future. Fast forward 10 years. If you don't change this mindset, where are you? You are 10 years older. You are 10 years more tired. You are 10 years more bitter. You are still in the same apartment. You are still in the same debt. But now the hope is gone. The lottery mindset has an expiration date. Eventually, you get too old to believe the lie. Eventually, you realize the bus isn't coming. And that realization, when it comes at age 50 or 60, is devastating. That is the midlife crisis. It's the collision of the lottery mindset with the wall of mortality. I wasted it. I wasted it all waiting for a moment that never happened. Do you want that? Is that the movie you want to watch because you are writing the script right now? Every day you spend waiting is a page you tear out of the book. You have to kill the victim. You have to look in the mirror and say, I am the problem. I am the reason I am broke. I am the reason I am stuck. This sounds harsh, but it is actually the most empowering thing you can say. Because if you are the problem, then you are the solution. If it's the economy's fault, you're screwed. You can't fix the economy. If it's the billionaire's fault, you're screwed. You can't fight them. But if it's your fault, then you can fix it. You can change your habits. You can change your inputs. You can change your mind. The moment you take radical responsibility is the moment the lottery mindset dies. You stop looking at the sky for rain. You start digging a well. And the water from the well tastes better than the rain ever would, because you earned it. Because you know that no matter what happens, you can dig another well. You become anti-fragile. You become dangerous. You become free. But you have to make the turn. You have to stop being the child waiting for the parent to save them. You have to become the parent. You have to save yourself. Nobody is coming, it's just you, and that is good news. This is it. The final act. The end of the movie. You are standing at a crossroads. You can click off this video. You can go back to your day. You can open another tab and check the crypto charts. You can go buy a scratch-off. You can tell yourself, that was an interesting video, but he doesn't know my situation. My situation is different. I really am close to a big break. You can choose the blue pill. You can choose the lottery mindset. If you choose that path, I want you to see where it leads. I want you to really visualize it. Picture yourself in 20 years. You are sitting in the same chair. The room is darker. The paint is peeling. You are holding a ticket. But your hands are shaking now. Your eyes are tired. You have spent 20 years waiting. You have spent 20 years paying the hope tax. You have nothing to show for it but a pile of losing slips and a heart full of envy. You are bitter. You hate rich people. You hate happy people. You hate yourself. You are the person at the family gathering that everyone avoids because all you talk about is the system and bad luck and what almost happened. You are a ghost. You are a warning. That is the ghost of Christmas future if you don't wake up. That is the inevitable mathematical result of the lottery mindset. It ends in tragedy. Always. Or you can choose the red pill. You can choose the path of the architect. This path is hard. I'm not going to lie to you. It is steep. It is rocky. It is lonely at first. There is no cheering crowd. There is no flashing light. There is no dopamine hit. It starts with a funeral. You have to hold a funeral for your lottery fantasy. You have to take that dream of the sudden magical rescue, the dream that has been comforting you like a warm blanket, and you have to burn it. You have to accept that no one is coming. You have to accept that you might never be a billionaire. You might never have a private jet. But you can be free. The moment you kill the hope of a miracle is the moment you become dangerous. Because when you stop waiting for luck, you start building leverage. You stop looking for the 100x coin and you start looking for the 100x skill. You stop asking, what if I win? And you start asking, what can I build? So here is your instruction manual. This is how you break the addiction. Step 1. Go cold turkey on chance. Delete the gambling apps. Unfollow the crypto signal influencers. Stop buying the tickets. Every time you feel the urge to check for a win, do 10 push-ups. Do something physical. Reclaim the dopamine loop. Force your brain to understand. Input equals output. No input, no output. Step 2. Embrace the get-rich-slow philosophy. Fall in love with the boredom. Set up an automatic transfer to a boring index fund. $50 a month. $100. Whatever you have. Do it. Forget it. That is you planting a tree. It won't make you rich next week. It will make you rich in 30 years. That gives you a floor. That gives you security. That quiets the lizard brain so the rational brain can work. Step 3. Pick one skill and obsess. Stop trying to find the business model that pays the most fast. Pick something you can be the best at. Writing, coding, sales, design, carpentry, and spend the next 5 years, not 5 weeks, 5 years, becoming undeniable. Don't look for the payout. Look for the mastery. The payout follows the mastery. The payout finds the master. Step 4. Audit your language. Stop saying, I hope. Stop saying, maybe. Stop saying, if I get lucky. Start saying, I will. Start saying, I am building. Start saying, I solved. Language shapes reality. The lottery mindset speaks in passive possibilities. The wealth mindset speaks in active certainties. This is the binary choice. You can be a gambler, or you can be a builder. The gambler lives in a world of chaos, praying for order. The builder creates order out of chaos. The gambler is a slave to circumstance. The builder is the master of circumstance. The irony, the ultimate cosmic joke. The builder is the one who actually gets lucky. When you work hard for 10 years, when you build a network, when you hone a skill, lucky breaks start happening all the time. Opportunities fall into your lap. Investors call you. Partners seek you out. People will look at you and say, wow, you're so lucky. And you will smile. Because you know the truth. You know that luck is just the residue of design. You built the trap that caught the luck. You don't need a ticket. You are the ticket. If you bet on yourself, truly, fully, with zero hedging, you cannot lose. Because even if you don't hit the jackpot, you become a person of value. You become a person of character. You become a person who can survive anything. And that is worth more than any number on a screen. The drawing is closed. The casino is closed. The game is over. It's time to go to work.